Harper Audio presents Sidney Sheldon's Reckless by Tilly Bagshawe, performed by Michael Kramer. Part 1. Chapter 1. Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, England, Saturday, November 22nd, 9 p.m.
Sir!
Officer Cadet Sebastian Williams burst into Major General Frank Dorian's office. Williams's complexion was white, his hair disheveled, his uniform a disgrace. Frank Dorian's upper lip curled. If he closed his eyes, he could practically hear the standards slipping, like turds off a wet rock.
"What is it?" "It's Prince Achilles, sir." "Prince Achilles? Do you mean Officer Cadet Constantinos?"
Williams looked at the ground.
"Yes, sir." "Well, what about him?"
For one appalling moment, General Dorian thought that Williams might be going to cry.
"He's dead, sir."
The Major General flicked a piece of lint off his jacket. Tall and thin, with the wiry frame of a marathon runner, and a face so chiseled and angular it looked like it had been carved from flint, Frank Dorian's expression gave nothing away.
"Dead?" "Yes, sir. I found him hanging just now. It was awful, sir."
Cadet Williams started to shake. Christ, he was an embarrassment.
"Show me."
Frank Dorian took his battered attaché case with him and followed the distressed cadet along a windowless corridor back towards the barracks. Half walking, half jogging, the boy's limbs dangled like a puppet with its strings tangled. Frank Dorian shook his head. Soldiers like Officer Cadet Sebastian Williams represented everything that was wrong with today's army. No discipline, no order, no fucking courage. An entire generation of dolts. Achilles Constantinos, Prince of Greece, had been just as bad. Spoiled. Entitled. These boys seemed to think that joining the army was some sort of game.
"In there, sir."
Williams gestured towards the men's bathrooms.
"He's still— I didn't know if I should cut him down." "Thank you, Williams."
Frank Dorian's granite-hewn face showed no emotion. In his early 50s, gray-haired and rigid-backed, Frank was a born soldier. His body was the product of a lifetime of rigorous physical discipline. It was the perfect complement to his ordered, controlled mind.
"Dismissed." "Sir?"
Cadet Williams hovered, confused. Did the Major General really want him to leave? Not that he wanted to see Achilles again. The image of his friend's corpse was already seared on his memory. The bloated face with its bulging eyes, swinging grotesquely from the rafters like an overstuffed guy on bonfire night. Williams had been scared to death when he found him. He might be a soldier on paper, but the truth was he'd never seen a dead body before.
"Are you deaf?"
Frank Dorian snapped.
"I said dismissed." "Sir, yes, sir."
Frank Dorian waited until Cadet Williams was gone. Then he opened the bathroom door. The first thing he saw were the young Greek prince's boots, swinging at eye level in front of an open stall. They were regulation, black, and beautifully polished, a thing of beauty to General Dorian's eyes. Every Sandhurst cadet should have boots like that. Dorian's eyes moved upwards. The trousers of the prince's uniform had been soiled. That was a shame, although not a surprise. Unfortunately, the bowels often gave way at the moment of death, a last indignity. Dorian wrinkled his nose as the foul stench assaulted him. His eyes moved up again, and he found himself looking into the dead boy's face. Prince Achilles Constantinos looked back at him, his glassy brown eyes fixed wide in death, as if eternally astonished that the world could be so cruel. Stupid boy, Frank Dorian thought. Frank himself was quite familiar with cruelty. It didn't astonish him in the least. He sighed, not for the swinging corpse, but for the shitstorm that was about to engulf all of them. A member of the Greek royal family, dead from suicide. At Sandhurst. Hung, no less, like a common thief. Like a coward, like a nobody. The Greeks wouldn't like that, nor would the British government. Frank Dorian turned on his
Sample complete. Ready to continue?